Thanks to Greg at EgoSoft for providing me with the keys to the X4 Tides of Avarice, Cradle of Humanity, and Split Vendetta expansions. My name is Saka. I've built stations around my homeworld of Argon Prime. I've helped a Boron named Bozo Ta conduct research. I've helped a man named Dalbusta shape the diplomacy of everyone around. I've destroyed the vicious AI known as the Xenon and wiped them from our sectors. And now I find myself in a galaxy far, far away, among people I do not know, and places that I've never seen. I must start again anew in a body that isn't my own, and reclaim my empire, all in the name of finding my way back home. This is X4, the Star Wars roleplay series. Saka's log 8250-210. We moved in on the station and lured some of the fighters away with our Gozanti carrier. The Bozo Ta picked off the few Neutron Star cruisers that decided to engage alone. Ultimately, only a few remained, and we took out the remaining Black Sun contingent. We captured a Black Sun Defender corvette that was abandoned and sold it for scrap. We made contact with Samuel Vicious on board, and he told us about the one jump policy of this new station, and I'm going to need that one jump to get back home. You know, I've spent so much time here in the Imperial shipyard, they should have given me the password to the TV already. And that's right, everyone, we are back here at the Imperial shipyard, but as you can see, we do not have a ship in dock right here. We're actually here to do some shopping, but before we do, I want to let you know what we've been up to here recently. So I've been hard at work getting every single research done from our new headquarters, and indeed that is the case. So we have complete teleportation range across the entire gate network to any one of our stations or ships, and hopefully once the Empire really likes this, we could warp to any station in the Empire as well. Speaking of which, you can see down here at Sokka's Way Home, the Razor's Edge and the Busta are patrolling, as well as the Bozo Ta with outfitted TIE fighters. I purchased the contingent to get back up to full strength, and you also see that we have some miners over here just outside the station, and that is for a very specific reason that I will get into in a little bit, but first and foremost, we have some shopping to do. Hello, Mr. Jordan, you remember me? I bought the Imperial Star Destroyer, and I have some more purchases to make, good sir. So as you can see, the display is a little bit washed out. We can't see any detail, but I'm looking at the Victory 2 Star Destroyer carrier with 24 small ship capacity that will help the Bozo Ta out. And not only that, but I believe we have enough to purchase 2 of these Victory 2 Star Destroyers to help support, because we're going to need all the support we can get in my plans for the future. We'll go ahead and confirm that order and be down to 30 million credits. Mr. Jordan, I hope you appreciate the commission you just earned. And those Star Destroyers are going to be ready in 14 minutes and 30 seconds apiece. And we won't bring them home just yet. I want them up here near Empire space to press the attack into Kaylee and Huck, which is their ultimate destination. But for right now, we have bigger fish to fry with the Bozo Ta. And just like that, we are here in Orto Plutonia, also known as New Argon Prime, on our research facility. You can see our storage over there. And this is what I've been working on. All the way the crap up there, you can see some advanced electronics production overhead and a lot of machinery above us. So our miners are bringing in silicon. I've got 2 silicon miners dedicated, 1 methane and 1 helium. And of course our energy cell production, a full 165 drones, 50 cargo and 115 repair drones. That's feeding into graphene superfluid coolant and silicon wafers, on the way to the capacitors and microchips, funneling into finally advanced electronics production. And people are very interested in advanced electronics down here, and that's where I've been making a lot of my money. But today's plan of action, we have the Yuzan Vong armed beacon just right there on our border, and I believe even though it hasn't taken any damage, I wasn't feeling that threatened from the last beacon with our Imperial Star Destroyer and TIE Fighter contingent. So let's see if we can press the attack on it by ourselves and see how we fare. Captain Low, I will take over from here if you please. And of course, we happen to be facing the complete wrong way. So I'll see you in about 10 minutes once this thing gets turned around. And there is the beacon coming right off of our nose, 310 kilometers away. And we'll do a similar approach like we did last time. I want the big turrets to attack my current enemy. That way, they'll constantly be firing at the Yuzhangvang beacon. Everything else can attack any enemies that may come. And we'll leave our 55 TIE fighters docked up until we get the beacon destroyed and there's just a fighter contingent left, and let them have their fun. All right, let's spool up the travel engines and get within that 15K and start lowering the boom. Travel mode engaged, Star Destroyer on its way. 4,700 meters per second, not bad for a ship of this size, I don't believe. It'll take us a minute to get there, maybe 20 seconds or so. And once we get right within range, the fireworks should kick off, and we'll see if they do any damage to our shields. That's what I'm going to be really focusing on. We could always throw it in full reverse just in case things go bad. But I'm not anticipating anything too bad as of now. Of course, that's very subject to change, but I believe in the Bozo Ta and its firepower here. So 100K away or so. All right, coming into view, they should scramble some fighters. Well, there's a meteor. Okay, cool. We smashed that asteroid, no worries. Asteroids do not concern me, Admiral. All right, and getting right in, 1986, boom, 10K, and open fire. Outstanding, let's get it done. Big guns lowering like crazy, down to 73% already after that volley. Of course, they're very cock-like, warping in at a moment's notice. Outstanding, that is one section of the station destroyed. Is our big guns going to send in the next volley? I'm not sure exactly what the cooldown time is for those things, but little turrets seem to be doing okay against the fighters and no shield damage to report. Oh, that answers my question. Big volley on the center section. That is what I'm talking about, just melting it away. Let's go ahead and pick up some goodies while we're here, of course. So down to 20% already, that's what I like to see. Not too awful long until we can launch those fighters. I don't want to take a chance of that beacon having something pretty strong that can one-shot our fighters. But the little guys shouldn't pose too much of an issue. Next big volley, this might actually be it. Down to 12%, and it looks like the center core is destroyed. We need to get to the backside, perhaps. Let's nuzzle on up closer to this kidney on the left-hand side, see if that is where the turrets want to fire. Just go ahead and police up all of the goodies. Outstanding. No need to launch TIE fighters just yet. All right, so that's a little bit of fire from the kidney. Not doing a whole awful lot, but there is the next volley. And that is what I'm talking about, 6%? So it looks like perhaps maybe the backside needs some attention as well. Nice, next section gone, and we're just cruising on by. Hopefully our turrets can start to see that back kidney. I think that's the last remaining part of this station. When a Star Destroyer, who was up to no good, started shooting Yuzhangvang in my neighborhood. Right, I think the turrets finally found, they were able to peekaboo, and that is Yuzhangvang armed beacon ultimately destroyed. All right, TIE fighters, if you please. Nice, TIE fighters launching, you can't really see them, but they're all down there, right down below, attacking the last remaining Yuzhangvang. And by the time they all get launched, the fighters may actually be taken care of. And yes, indeed, TIE Fighter Swarm is kicking off. I don't think those Yuzhangvang are going to stand much of a chance. And a lot of good goodies to pick up as well. That's what I like to see. And then there was one. TIE Fighters got him on lock, and this should be the last.
Awaiting orders.
Outstanding. All right, is everyone going to come dock back up, I wonder? Yes, indeed, TIE fighters are on their way. It almost looks like it's snowing out here. Let's go ahead and pick up all of the goodies. Definitely not going to complain, and indeed, the TIE fighters are docking up, and a successful attack on that for sure. We'll go ahead and tell our interception team to dock up, and TIE fighters will be slowly making their way to the hangar bay. It looks like the last of the TIE fighters are coming aboard. Let me check the map and just make sure there are no one left behind. And yeah, we are right on our border, just for shiggles. Let's do a long-range scan from here and see if there's anything out there in the wild blue yonder that we have not seen, because when we found the beacon, we were actually right here at the jump gate. So if there is anything out there, we'll be able to see it, but we're sort of on the butt end of space. So I'm not anticipating too awful much. No, everything looks clear out east. So that was quick. Yeah, let's proceed on with the next stage of my plan. And Captain Lowe is going to get this beast turned around and back home. And as for me, I think we'll take the Busta for a spin. Of course, we'll tell the Razor's Edge to go ahead and dock and wait at the Busta and get on board. And yeah, Captain Lowe got the Bozo Ta turned around much quicker than I did for sure. He should be pulling up shortly. Speaking of pulling up, the Razor's Edge should be docking up here shortly. And there's Razor's Edge right underneath. It's interesting how he has to flip upside down. But once we are docked up, we'll be on our way to New Republic space. Captain Suleiman, if you please, set a course to Coruscant. Now, one thing about it, we do love our TIE Defender heavy fighters. We have, I think, 20 on our Imperial Star Destroyer, but as you can see with a high preset, that runs us 1.5 million credits per ship. And its chassis runs 544,000 just at a base without selecting a loadout. The New Republic X-Wing, however, runs 349,000 credits, and there is a reason it's a little bit cheaper. Comparing the TIE Defender to the X-Wing directly, we lose 1,000 hull and 5,000 shield. So pound for pound, the TIE Defender would be better. However, we don't have the funds to outfit the entire both Victory Star Destroyers with TIE Defenders. And I like the maneuverability. A lot of acceleration, boosting, and travel speed. It just seems that the X-Wing is more nimble, and I think the nimbleness is what we are going to need to take on the Black Sun and ultimately the Xenon, so that they're not hit with those big graviton guns that I assume the Xenon have in this galaxy. But on a plus side, the Ares and the Athena, a pair of sibling Victory Star Destroyers, has now been made right outside the Imperial shipyard. Let's go ahead and pay the Ares a visit. So a very similar layout to our Imperial Star Destroyer 2. And as per usual, looks like Captain Ueda, 1.5 star pilot. Let's have you work somewhere else for me, sir. Go ahead and head to the service crew. We will promote the best crew member to captain and see who comes up that turbo lift. And Dev Nedley, 5-star pilot. Pleasure to meet you, Dev. An excellent captain you are. You will be a great asset to the fleet. And just looking out the right window of the bridge, there is the Athena. Let's pay her a visit. Hello, Captain Brown, 1-star pilot. Well, how about this? Why don't you work in the engineering section for me, and we'll see who the best captain here is. Captain Lowe. Okay, do you happen to have family? Who is also a very good pilot. So, okay, a pair of Lows will be commanding our Star Destroyers. That is pretty cool. Let's get these Star Destroyers in position, ready to accept fighters. So the Ares, if you can, go ahead and attack with Commander Alpha. That way you will do what the Athena does. And the Athena, let's go ahead and park you in Munilis, right by this area here. So why not? We'll have you defend a position just so that you are in the zone in the AO, and we'll keep it nice and tight. There's no reason for you to go over the river and through the woods. And we will position the Star Destroyers, the Victories, right next to that gate, ready for the eventual movement on the Black Sun. Ooh, look at this thing tilt. And I don't know if drafting is a thing, but the Ares is tucking right up to the Athena and moving together. That's what I like to see. Hopefully these two will prove their worth in the upcoming battle. And some pretty decent timing. We are one jump away from Coruscant, and if we are to build an advanced electronics factory here, I think Coruscant would be a good place. However, we lucked out in the fact that New Argon Prime has all of the things we need to get advanced materials. There was silicon, helium, and methane right in the system, and that goes right all into the advanced electronics. But if the New Republic needs advanced electronics, we are here to serve. So actually in the local area, the Imperial Wharf needs more advanced electronics than the New Republic does. Maybe we can shift some advanced electronics around, but one thing I need to see is where is the resources at? Where would our miners be going? So Paulini has the silicon. We are all set. Now do we have the methane and the helium in Vakar, I wonder? Yes, indeed. All right, so if we did set up a factory in Coruscant, say right by this gate or by the shipyard, yeah, you can go ahead and park here if you please, ma'am. If we set up miners to do a run here, I think that would be pretty beneficial. Since this is sort of their hub, and a factory here would be pretty profitable, I would assume. So $125,000 for a 5x5x5 plot, kind of close to the shipyard. Of course, once we start getting closer to the gate, that exponentially increases, but I think a lot of deliveries are going to come to that shipyard. So if we claim this plot, say right about here, we'll be in the main thoroughfare. Now let's go ahead and buy that license. And nice, with 200% sunlight here in Coruscant, and in fact maybe even some of the light coming off of the planet itself, we really only need one solar cell. That's what I'm talking about. So there we go. We have a chain going back to advanced electronics, so at any point we could sell energy cells, graphene, superfluid coolant, silicon wafers, capacitors, microchips, or advanced electronics from this station, which will help us toward that goal to get the New Republic taken care of. And that is going to come to a hefty bill of 13.2 million credits to start construction of this station. And already, ships are coming in with some module prefabs. That's what I like to say. We might have to help out with the Razor's Edge to get some of these things, but I'm pretty sure energy cells should be fairly common. Module prefabs are going to be the hard part. Now let's see if we can find a local builder. All right, Miss Suleiman, we are here at the construction zone. Await the arrival of the builder and anyone bringing goods. I'm going to take the Razor's Edge and look for a builder. Mr. Emmer, if you please go ahead and undock from the Busta, if you please. And we should be on our way. Hopefully there is a builder nearby. And as long as we can continue to keep bringing in the cash from our other stations, that's what we need to keep afloat here. We may not be making a profit here with, oh, got one. Well, that was easy, and they're right in the neighborhood. A TST, outstanding. So, full of money for construction. We have our builder set. Energy cells are all coming in. Module prefabs are coming in. So we need 421 Durasteel plates. It's going to be the Razor's Edge bringing 250. Outstanding. So one more run after that, the entire construction operation will be funded, which is all well and good. The quicker we can get that, the better. I'll also save up some money for a few new miners. However, I'm thinking that maybe the trades, if the New Republic brings the methane, the silicon, and the helium, if that would count to the overall trades and the overall relationship. It might be worth it to pay outright for those goods and then just sell off any extra, sort of as an even-steven trade. Now this is going to take quite some time to build, so that's going to help keep our funds a-going as long as our stations continue to be profitable. I put our 3-dock pier on this. I miss my E pier, where all three are going the same direction. Back home, this weird T pier really restricts the building from the left to the right. That's why I have this long post and building everything up to the top, sort of like a brain and a spine. But I am happy that we don't have to put a second energy cell production on here, thanks to the amount of sunlight that will be pouring in. And we'll be flying into the readout to the Imperial Trading Station, and there's an unknown station right here. We know its prices, but we haven't actually seen it yet, so that will be awesome to see exactly what station that fits. But I'm happy we purchased that trade subscription all those many moons ago, because that allows us to get things done nice and quick. And indeed, the Star Destroyer pair is chilling at the Munilist gate, right where they need to be. My ultimate plan, once we... Ooh, a bit of a dogfight going on. That's another good thing about building, is perhaps we might be able to catch a bit of a dogfight. Maybe some ships get abandoned that we can add to our fleet. But as I was saying, the plan going forward, there is one more sector that had some Yuzhan Vong that I wanted to clear out. Right here off of Izda Naha is a place called Sump. And when the Expendable jumped in, it looked like the Yuzhan Vong were all around. So I imagine there's another beacon in Sump that we can take care of. As a matter of fact, the Bozo Ta might be able to move that way. I'm a little bit apprehensive because I think the station is fine right here. They don't need a Star Destroyer to protect it. So let's continue on. Remove all orders and wait. And Bozo Ta, if you please, we are going to head to Sump. And just let me know when you get right to the gate, if you please. And once the Yuzhan Vong are taken care of in Sump, why I got those Victory Star Destroyers and why I'm looking for a contingent of New Republic fighters to join them is, of course, the stolen Star Destroyer in Huck. Now, I'm trying to remember if it was by itself. If it was by itself, this shouldn't be too awful bad, but if it had a Victory Star Destroyer escorting it as well, that is going to be a knockout, drag-out dogfight. And my ultimate goal would be to use these Marines to good advantage. So the Bozo Ta has some decent Marines. We have 5 elite Marines led by Meli Salarn. Hopefully, the Athena and the Ares also came with some decent Marines. Let's take a look at the Athena. So the Athena actually has even more good Marines. That's what I like to see. And the Ares has 5 as well. So with all of those Star Destroyers launching good Marines, I'm hoping that we can overtake the stolen Star Destroyer or Star Destroyers. If we can sort of catch them alone, that's a big if. But if we can catch at least one, that will help us in our ultimate push to Unknown Region 3. Because I was talking with our live-in scientist, Samuel Vicious, and I mentioned, what if we wanted to teleport the station somewhere not in this galaxy? And he sort of looked at me funny, thought I was crazy, but when I started providing details of home, he became a little bit more convinced. And he said, well, if you really do want to go back to your galaxy, we're going to need a piece of something from your galaxy to sort of attune to. And of course, my big thought was that eye. So if we can get that eye taken care of and teleport the station using parts from that eye, we may be able to get back home, and that is a big if. But that's just me surmising. We're here at the trading station to pick up our first batch. And as of now, that is going to be our only batch, because a YT-1300 modified is actually there right now with 171 Durasteel plates. There they are. So once we get back the factory, we'll have everything it needs to just plow on through, and hopefully the construction workers can build it quickly. And Mr. Emmer, let's not talk about where these Durasteel plates are going, if you please. We're okay with the Empire for now. I don't know how they would take knowing that we're buying Durasteel plates to fund a factory in Coruscant. Uh-oh, that might be a problem. The Empire is trying to bring us goods, but of course, New Republic are not going to let them do that. Did the Lambda shuttle deposit its goods, or are we just sort of out the goods that they were bringing? And we are relying on an Imperial cargo ship acclimator to bring 3,000 of the module prefabs. Oops. I didn't think that the Empire would answer the call, but this factory is going to have some Empire right next to it, and I'm sure the New Republic are not going to take kindly to that. Hey, New Republic, you're peeing on the wheels of progress here. I'm trying to build a factory. Well, hopefully that acclimator can make it, but it may flee, so anything that the Empire is bringing is not going to be deposited. Excuse me, Miss Suleiman, I am here to view the fireworks because I'm pretty sure. All right, so we've got some containers. If anything, we'll be able to pick up some stuff, and if we're lucky, they'll drop their cargo that they're bringing and we can deposit it ourselves. Yeah, we're just gonna have to watch the
container.
Oh wow, it's pretty far away. There we go. We're gonna have to watch and see what is not brought by these work orders and see if someone else picks up the slack, because we might actually have to with the Razor's Edge. All right, so the Durasteel plates were deposited before he got destroyed. The Razor's Edge will be on their way shortly. We don't have to worry about TST, so all energy cells are coming. So it's just the module prefabs with that acclimator that I'm a little bit concerned about, and I don't know what ship this is bringing 1,000. But hopefully they're not Imperial, otherwise this isn't going to get done. And while we're here, since we know we have to do it to get that military license anyway, we can put a very cheeky, undefended platform right here, 4x4, nice and cheap. How cheap can we go? 64K, we'll go ahead and do that. The Vicar factory, and all we're gonna do is throw on a dock, and we're gonna throw on a defense module. So for 702,000, that's fine. They can go ahead and start making the deliveries there. And a high-tech trader Lambda shuttle, I hope they can make it. But essentially, once this builder is done here at our advanced electronics factory, we could rehire him to go up and build that defense platform here in Vicar, which is right next to Bilbringi. And Bilbringi is indeed a contested system with the Empire. Although if you ask them, that will not take too awful long. Let's look at that email and make sure that that will still count. Yeah, a station with an admin that is bordering contested, neutral, or enemy, and that will definitely be an enemy sector in the minds of the New Republic. So this defense platform right over here will suffice for sure. Razor's Edge almost on the way. How are things here? Nice, so energy cells have been dropped off. Construction has begun. On the dock, unknown ship is almost here, as well as the acclimator. That's going to be a pretty big firefight. Hopefully the acclimator can make it. All right, so it looks like that acclimator did not make it. So module prefabs have shifted to the ICG and an unknown ship. Razor's Edge has deposited the Durasteel plates, and we're just waiting on those module prefabs. We'll see if the ICG can make it, but here comes the Razor's Edge now to dock up, and let's check on the Bozo Ta. 3 jumps away through Iridu, through Rutan, over to Terminus, and then up to Izda Naha, where we should be told by Captain Lowe that he's awaiting orders, and then we can proceed on through and see what awaits us in Sump. Meanwhile, it looks like the Empire is able to just hop in real quick to deliver those parts, and they may get back to their space. All buy orders are in. So once everything is delivered, all we have to do is reassign this builder, or maybe even find another one to get that defense platform up and running. Yeah, a minute for the dock to be done, that's fine. It should take a hot minute to get this factory up and running. So Ms. Suleiman, if you please, let's continue to travel and see if we can find us a builder maybe on this side by the wharf. Aha, found one. Remove all orders and stop there if you please. All right, let's get our build a Vicar factory ready to go, and a TST and a New Republic. So let's go TST just in case the Empire pops out and they start shooting at that builder, but we have our builder claimed, and we might as well get 1 miner and 2 other gas miners a-going. So 1 silicon miner for 1.6, and then we'll get 2 gas collector refits with just the minimum preset, as long as we have shields, of course. We'll put basic of the basic turrets on there as well. Just get a basic targeting and trading module. We don't need any extra fluff, and just a few crew members as well. We'll add that to the shopping list and get 2 of those. All right, Miss Suleiman, go ahead and get us back to the construction area, where we will await the construction of our miners, get them getting a little bit of goods in their cargo hold ready to drop off the first load, and we'll wait for word from the Bozo Ta. And there she is. It must not look like much now, but that is our large 3-tier dock section. Just on the other side is our small dock. But I believe in the grand scheme of things, as much money that needs to change hands between us and the New Republic in order for them to notice us, as it were. I think this thing will be pretty profitable, or at least beneficial for our relationships. And while we're here, the first order of business can be selling off anything to the trader that we happen to pick up in that battle. I'm sure we picked up a lot of stuff. Let's head to the trader's corner. Yes, sir. Let's see. So we've got 1 damaged singularity engine and a programmable field array. That is awesome. So just 277, but I mean, it's money.
Good luck out there.
And nice to see that the ICG, the cargo ship, is coming up and not getting shot at. So that's a plus for our future deliveries coming in, as I believe most of these deliveries are ICG. 3 are ICG. CSA, I'm not sure. But as long as we can continue to pump in module prefabs to keep the building rolling, that's all I'm looking for. Structures shouldn't take much, so we'll speed through this section, but the large container will be the next bottleneck for sure. And the module prefabs have been dropped off, leaving just energy cells from the TST and Durasteel from the BNC. And I think both of those are friendly to the New Republic. So that was our big question on whether our Imperial delivery would make it. And indeed, we are all set. So looking forward to that. And good deal, the action miner and the gas miners are being produced. All we need to do is get ourselves a manager that is at least 2-star, so that they can automatically go to Polani and Vicar to do the mining. So Nomi Giesler is a 5-star manager, as well as a pilot, as well as an engineer. Hate to lose her on board the Bozo, but if you could work somewhere else for me, if you please, come on down to the Coruscant factory to be the manager. Now, we don't have our silicon solid storage yet in our Coruscant factory, but that doesn't mean we can't go ahead and tell him to mine some silicon. And when he's done with that, he'll have a full cargo hold ready to go, as well as our gas miners. We're waiting for our liquid storage to be done, but it wouldn't hurt to get them on their way as well. All right, New Republic methane miner, go ahead and mine your methane if you please. New Republic helium, go ahead and mine your helium if you please. So that way, all 3 miners will have a full load ready to go. Once those containers are put down, then we can actually assign them to the factory, and hopefully our manager can get all that straightened out. And as luck would have it, the Bozo Ta is pulling up now in Izdanaha. Pretty good bit of timing. Let's jump aboard and book in the episode with a little bit of combat. Oh wow, looking out of the cockpit, this reminds me of Sokka Space 1 back in Tharka's Cascade. All right, Captain Lowe, if you please, I will take command from here.
Jump beacon, Sump.
And we're gonna jump to Sump. Now we are gonna stop as soon as we get in there, because I believe the Yuzan Vong were not too far into the jump gate. So as soon as we get in there, we might be under fire. We'll take a look, see?
Jump complete. Completed. Some.
All right.
Eureka.
Yep, Yuzhan Vong. And turrets should be set already. And they seem to be running away from us. All right, let's get in a long-range scan. See if we can find where their beacon is, if anywhere. Aha. An unknown station way the crap out there. I believe that's exactly what we're looking for, and I think I see it right there. Luckily, we don't have to turn 10 miles around to get her pointed in the right direction. Let's go ahead and set up. Attack my current enemy, if you please, for the big guns. Engage travel drive, and we'll be on our way. And it looks like some Black Sun are under attack from Yuzhan Vong. We might be able to render some aid, but our main focus is definitely going to be getting this beacon gone. Let's see if we can come at it with a little bit of a funny angle, because last time we were pretty straight on and we needed to get those kidneys blasted, but we are almost within range. And shuggy-duggy now. Surprise, Mama Jamma. That's right. Chew it to pieces. Yep, big guns are unloading. It looks like one of the kidneys are actually taken care of already. That's what I like to see. Big center section destruction. And it looks like some of the fighters are indeed being hit as well. Well, let's just pull in this stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's see if we can maneuver to the other side if we don't get... All right, mining stopped. I wonder why. We'll have to take a look at that at a more opportune time, I suppose. Nice, big gun still shooting at that center section. We'll watch and see. Yes, indeed, that is. Down to 27%. And that center section might be destroyed now. I'm not entirely sure. Let's go ahead and work around until we might possibly get some fire on the backside. Big gun still unloading on that center section. That's what I like to see. Center section down to 4%. Yeah, I don't know if the kidney on the backside is keeping this thing alive or not, but we're going to keep on marching just in case. Yeah, those little snot balls from the Yuzhan Vong arm beacon are not even touching our shields, essentially. Yeah, we just need to get a gap to where we can see that kidney back there, and our side turrets can start going to work like last time. There we go. I think we can see him. I think we've got peekaboo. Awesome. So let's hold here. I think turrets are doing a good job. Yes, indeed, 2%. Let's go ahead and attack all enemies if we please. Or they might be full. They're just awaiting orders. So if they're full, outstanding. We can deal with that. And 1% left of the station. That should be it. Nice. Station gone. And without further ado, fighters, go ahead and launch. Nice. Overwhelming force from the TIE fighters dropping out. This shouldn't take too awful long at all. So a lot of fighters, but the Black Sun actually has a Nebulon trying to help out as well. Looking at our TIE fighters. All right, so we might have some shield damage. Hopefully that TIE fighter can get out of there for sure. Yeah, TIE fighters doing the work, wrecking the face. I don't know if the Black Sun will give us credit for helping take care of their enemies, but we're certainly putting in the work. Yeah, they managed to get a lot of more fighters up for sure. Are any of our TIE fighters suffering? So Waxman is on his way back to the carrier. That's what I like to say. Yeah, one thing I can see is our turbo lasers are not going to be good against fighters. So it's a good thing that we brought all of the TIE fighter support. We'll go ahead and pull in all of the goodies nearby as well. Nice, TIE fighter is going to town. I think our other miner is done. We'll let these TIE fighters finish off the rest, and hopefully that Black Sun Nebulon mercenary ship can help as well. Looks like it is doing its fair share. Now down to 3 Yuzhan Vong, and that swarm is going to town. That's what I like to see. The Black Sun is trying to bring their Nebulon in to help, but I think our TIE fighters might have popped it 1 or 2 because they can't tolerate my actions of cleaning up the system for him. I mean, that's the kind of thanks I get. Nice big volley. And TIE fighters should be returning back. We'll go ahead and police everything up and see if we have 55 TIE fighters still on the roll. So yes, indeed, 55 TIE fighters still on the roll, and I think only one ended up taking damage, Waxman. So what we'll do is have him do a special order to resupply and repair. Get that basic TIE fighter fixed up, ready to go. There you go, Waxman. And that should be all TIE fighters repaired and accounted for. And then it's the process of getting all 55 TIE fighters back on board and ready to commence the next step in our plan to get back home. Awesome, everything has been delivered to the Coruscant factory. We can accept that estimate. And working on the large container now, followed by energy cells. So it will slowly come into being. And indeed, the silicon miner is full. That's what I like to see. If you please, go ahead and park over here so you are ready to go. The helium is indeed full of helium. That's what I like to see. Go ahead and park over here as well. And methane is full of methane. That's what I like to see. Outstanding. So all three are ready to go. Go ahead and fly and wait by the factory. And once the container is put in, we can unload that. No, we need solids. So where is that in the build order? So we got our containers, and then our energy cells will start pumping in energy cells. Then we build our solid, then our liquid. So not too far off away for those miners to wait. We can assign them, and while all this extra stuff is being built, hopefully they can do shuttle runs right next door and get all of the things they need to continue production. Defense platform is up. We can accept that estimate. 42 seconds left, and we'll have a defense platform right there on the border. Let's see how much money we've made in the interim from all of this. 3 million from Sokka's Way Home, 1 million from the Dantooine, get 188,000 back from construction there, and 1 credit back from our admin station, taking us to 28 million. And until we start the... What's this TIE fighter? Fang, what are you doing? Get aboard, please. Fang may be stuck. Okay, Fang. What are you doing, man? If you please, fly and wait there. Oh no, he's technically docking. So we need to help Fang out then. We'll remove that order and just warp to a convenient place, like New Fort Brock. Outstanding. So let's see if Fang has now made it aboard the Bozo Ta. Yep, that got Fang set up nice and awesome. All right, next step for the Bozo Ta, I believe we can start moving the Bozo Ta to meet up with the sister Victory Star Destroyers. So Bozo, if you please, head to Munilist. And that is going to be a big haul, but
awaiting orders.
Shouldn't be too awful bad. Yeah, it's up through the center, up and over, past Corellia, and actually past Coruscant, where our factory will be. The defense platform is up and running. Let's go ahead and assign a manager, and it doesn't need to be a highly skilled manager, as they're just going to sort of sit there. How is Albert Terran? So, okay boarding, okay piloting, and not a good engineer. You're actually a better Marine. But Albert, if you please work somewhere else for me, and you will be at the Bakar defense platform as a manager. As all they're going to do is sit there and look pretty. Awesome. So that is that part of the qualifications done. And then once this factory gets up and running, we can start to move 5 million credits around New Republic space. And that is going to be something that I'm going to have to do in the meantime. So as the Bozo Ta moves up to meet with those Victory Star Destroyers next time, we should be getting ourselves a fleet built and ready to move and see about pressing the attack on the Black Sun. So thanks for catching this episode. We got a few Yuzan Vong beacons taken care of, and the Bozo Ta is no worse for the wear. So I will see you next time.